Just been going along, constantly improving myself. Recently quit a job that was dead end, didn't have anything to fall back on. I just knew I wasn't going to do any better with myself until I kicked the crutch out from under me. And within a week and a half, I had doubled my income at a brand new job. I love the people, love the place. Now I'm able to take that and invest back into more what I want to do.
Can you talk about that a little bit more? Because I think that's something a lot of people would love to do. I mean, I mean, it sounds like it was pretty scary. And within a week, you've really changed things.
Yeah, well, I was already doing, I was already advancing in other quadrants of my life. And that was the last real big hurdle that was holding me back. And I realized, okay, what's the worst that could happen? I'm not going to starve. I'm not going to, have anybody kicking in my door looking for money or anything. Worst case scenario, I go work at a fast food joint or some other place. In this economy, people are hurting for workers. We're in demand right now. So I figured I'll find something. It's just, I'm not looking that hard because I don't have any reason to, because I was too comfortable. So I forced myself out there, and yeah, within a week and a half, I had something, and it was fantastic. And it was kind of funny because I knew it was going to happen. I just needed to make it happen and just trust the process more. And then within a week of landing the job, before I even started, I saw this fragrance package, and I'm like, oh, perfect. Let me go all out with this. So it's been working great.
I'm so happy that Gavin got that on video, because now I'm just going to say, this dude just doubled his income because of Mission Fragrance. No, I can't make that. I can't make that claim, but I'd like to.
Well, let's see. My buddy made a joke when I got this job. He said, well, Greg, it worked. So why don't you quit your job now and double your income again?
I don't know. Give maybe give this company at least a few months, but no, seriously, I think I love hearing somebody, taking a chance and knowing that, hey, looking at that worst case scenario, you knew, hey, I got money maybe set aside. I'm in a position where it's just our own comfort is sometimes holding us back. What is that? Good is the enemy of great. Everyone heard that saying? Bill, sayings. You're like, yeah, Antonio, that one definitely wasn't Epictetus. Who said that one? That was, I think, that's like a modern one. Matt, any look with that video? Still hoping to see you, man. That's a great picture. But Dave, man, how are you doing down there?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, you got that good background light.
Yeah, that's my curio cabinet. Those are all my souvenirs from travels, and I like to collect glass. Don't know why. It's just what I like to do.
Hey, what about you, man? What's the big changes coming for 2022?
Hopefully I can get back to traveling. I haven't been out of the country since 2017, so I'm kind of hoping I can get back overseas and just do some traveling overseas.
Yeah, it's a little bit crazy out there. We were just down in Mexico, and that was chaos. 2 families we were with, each of them had a kid that tested positive for COVID. We didn't have anything, so we were able to come back easily. But it's such a joke. Like, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, you're there wearing this mask, but we were in a line for 4 hours trying to get our tickets there in Cancun, and everyone's crushed together. And you're just like, this is an infestation happening right here. Yeah, whatever. But yes, follow the rules. But so where are you looking to go, Dave? You already got it lined up? Have you done all your research on what the next destination is for you?
I've got some research. Actually, I have a coworker that's been here before. I'm looking to go to Scotland this year. I'm looking at different places that are either ancestral wise, and then just I've done a whole bunch of traveling because I was in the Marine Corps for 10 and a half years. So I've a couple of floats, and plus I did some time in the Army National Guard, so time with that. So I've been all over. Now it's I want to travel to where I want to go and see what I want to see on the time limit that I have. So.
Have you thought about just going ahead and booking everything and buying it, maybe getting some travel insurance just in case, so you do have an escape hatch, but kind of setting it? I know for me, travel, one of the things that makes it very enjoyable is the is the time period I look forward to actually going. And so having that date set is something that like we look forward to it again and again. And then worst case scenario, like, you know, the world's burning down and you're just like, okay, travel insurance, boom.
Yeah, I've considered it. My biggest thing is I want to make sure I can get there. I want to be able to go to the tattoo at Edinburgh. So obviously end of July, early August timeframe. And I still got to figure out my route. When I went to Ireland a few years ago, I let a company do it for me, and then I adjusted accordingly. I was like, hey, I don't want to do that. I want to do that, and they accommodated. And it worked out great.
Yeah. Well, you know, we've got a Scot here who left Scotland because he is like the women are much more attractive in Prague. So Gavin, you
I'm not in Prague, Antonio. That's terrible. You don't even know where I live.
Budapest. That's right.
Budapest.
Yeah.
And that's not even true. Scottish women are very beautiful, but very violent as well. So I had to leave.
I'm not going to lie. Karen Gillian is one of my secret crushes or one of my celebrity crushes. She's Scottish, so.
Gavin, the man of mystery. All right. So jumping over, John, what do you got? John 10. In any room, are there usually 10 Johns? Like, I don't think we got any other, but how did the number 10 get on that username?
It's just my computer name that when I sign in. So it just carried over to Zoom somehow.
Do you find that John 10 is still not taken a lot of times? Because I would think that, you know, it would, by this point, it's like John, like 10,432 or something would.
Yeah, on some things it is taken, but yeah, somehow I was able to make it work with Zoom.
We're able to make it happen with Zoom.
Yeah.
What about you, man? What are you hoping to get like out of this second go round with, or for the course for you? It's like, what was it that motivated you to grab the Mission fragrance set?
Well, I think for me is I took one of your courses before and had a good experience. So that's part of it. But I guess that it was just that it was named Honor, Courage, and Commitment. And personally, in the last 6 months, 5-6 months, I've got more into the different fragrances. So I've bought some of the ones that you recommended on your YouTube videos, and kind of did research on my own. You know what works for me on those, and then also I kind of have a history of I was in the Navy before, so that's another reason it rings a bell for me.
Cool. Yeah, it better. You know, those are your guys' core values. Marine Corps core values as well. I know Krulak was the one, I think, that made it. He pushed him throughout the Marine Corps, and yes, I remember Krulak. If any, do you remember Krulak? Who was it? Where was it? John? Was it? Yeah, he was pretty good. Gray, he wasn't a Gray. Gray's the one that wrote up. Gray was pretty awesome. Although Sad Mattis did not become the commandant. That was a mistake, I think, on the Marine Corps' part. But it is what it is. My old CO just retired, 3-star general, lieutenant colonel, or no, he was a lieutenant colonel when I knew him, Craparata. With a name like Craparata, I guess, you know, you can only get so far. But he didn't take no crap. He was freaking awesome. The dude was he was a badass. All right. So let's go through. I'm going to go through a little bit of the course because I know that's a lot of you guys have gone through that. And if you got questions, again, hit me up right on this. But sharing my screen right now, get that to pop up. And Gavin, let me know if there we go. All right, so you should be able to see it. So part 1, start here. This is going to be one of the easiest part. Part 1, you should be able to get through this honestly in a single day. And I wouldn't advise go through it quick. With part 2, this is the one you're going to start spending a little bit more time on because we start talking about the core values. And you brought that up about, hey, you know, I was in the Navy. I kind of recognize these. One of the things I stress hard here is that I give you my view of what the words honor are, what the words courage are, and what the words commitment are. But you can adjust that definition to meet yours. And we try to give you all these examples. In fact, Gavin, let's continue to write this down. We want to expand on more examples of ways that somebody can be honorable. So Dom definitely could help out with expanding on this. And I know you guys have given examples, but the one small daily immediate step I'm going to take to be more honorable. So Gavin, we can even go back and look what people, because when you type this in here, what I want is it for it to be something that you don't have to think about. When you see honor, you're able to think of a time that you were honorable, or take one small honorable step, following up with what you said you were going to do. Because yeah, you didn't get it done yesterday, but remember when we talked about at the beginning of this video, just because you blow through your budget doesn't mean that you let it all go to hell in a handbasket. You know, it's like, okay, you know, maybe I wasn't honorable yesterday because I didn't follow through with what I said I'm gonna do. But you know what? I'm gonna wake up a little bit early today and I'm gonna knock through this stuff. And I'm gonna follow up with my coworker. I'll be straight up. I apologize, did not get this to you yesterday. Here it is. They're gonna see that you sent that email at 5:30 in the morning. And they're gonna respect that. They're gonna, you know, appreciate the fact that you didn't let them fall through the cracks. And that one small action of you waking up a little bit early to do something that you said you were going to do is it's a signal. It's proof that you are an honorable man. We talk about, you know, Kay was talking about getting in better shape, and you know, I don't know where you're going to be in 10 years, but what you can look at is that, you know, there was a time period in which you were going to the gym, you did have a system in place, and you were going through that. And so that's what we try to reinforce here, is that the way you become honorable, the way that you become courageous, the way that you become committed is by taking these small steps to prove to yourself and even to show others that you are a courageous person, that you are a committed person. And it's this reinforcement that we do again and again. And again, doesn't take but 1 minute. And you can do the same one again and again if that's your thing. If that, you know, some people eat the same meal again and again and again. You know, that may be showing that you're committed. Not for me. I do like to change up my diet a lot. I have a friend who just eats chicken all the time, chicken, eggs, you know, and broccoli. I'm like, I can't, you know, I need more than that. But for him, you know, that's what maybe be a display of how he's committed. But you want to make sure, again, that you get through this and revisit this, because I think the first time that you went through this, there probably weren't this many options listed. And Gavin, we'll try to get this up to, I think, at least 40. See if Dom can help come up with some more of these things. But and looking at people's examples, but now we've got, you know, another 20 examples up here, how to be courageous. So I'm curious, let me go over, let me see, who have I not really? Carl, what's up, man? How you been? Good, you're muted. Got to unmute yourself. Make that, Matt.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, man?
All right.
Good. How have you been? How have you been over the, you know, over the last? How have you been showing that you're more committed, more courageous, more honorable?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I took one of your steps that you had on the list. Like yesterday, I was with one of the directors. So I worked over at AbbVie in Illinois. So I was talking to one of the directors, and we're over at our little cafe in our cafeteria, and we were just talking, and we were getting ready to get coffee and stuff like that. And you know, I told me, yeah, put your order in, you know, and we were talking and talking. You know, I paid for it and stuff like that, and I told him that I was going to, you know, follow up with him on a few things that he needed. And he was like, hey, you know, you paid for my coffee, my, you know, little zone bar? I'm like, yeah. You know, I had gotten like a meal reward card from one of the admins because I've done some outstanding service for her department. And she wanted to give me like, you know, like a $10 or $12 meal card. So I said, you know, let me pass the, my good tidings to someone else, you know, as well. So I bought, you know, him, his coffee, one of my coworkers, their coffee, and another friend, their coffee as well. So it's like, you know, I wanted to share the love that people have shown to me to other people as well.
I love it. And it just, I mean, like, I think I mentioned the story a while back of how somebody bought coffee for my wife. You know, she's having a crappy day, and, you know, it was the person in front of her just buys coffee. I think it was like at McDonald's or Starbucks. And it's those small things that you can show your commitment. I mean, if you truly want to, hey, I I want to be committed to making people friendlier or just simply making my town a better place. Just
Mhm.
think, you know, that right there is a small act that you can do so that when people, yeah, you know, it just reinforces your commitment to your goal, whatever it may be. Now, I'm curious, Carl, for New Year's, do you have any changes for 2022 that you're trying to institute?
Yeah. One is to get a different job. You know, because I figured that, you know, I'm kind of stuck in this one. So I'm going to be looking for another job.
Are you at work right
Um,
now and you're saying that?
Yeah. There's no one here. Everybody left. Everybody left early. So yeah, find another job. Also, you know, there's going to be some changes like the family wise because my wife and I are getting divorced. You know, she's going to be moving out west. I'm going to be staying out here. And so there's going to be a lot of changes, you know, going on, especially in the first quarter of this year. So I just wanted to make, you know, myself, you know, like, you know, follow up on a few things like, you know, fell off the wagon last year of working out. So what I'm going to be doing is getting up early. Like I used to get up at 4:30 in the morning and go with a buddy of mine, meet him at 5 o'clock at like Planet Fitness to work out. So we used to do that all the time. And then he moved to the city. So I'm like, well, you know, my commitment kind of like, you know, dropped off for a bit. You know, it was going pretty good throughout the winter. And then I got into a little rut and gained 20 pounds. So, and when I was during COVID, I actually lost 20 pounds. So I gained back the 20 pounds that I lost. So basically, that's one of the things I want to do is get back to the gym, read more. That's one thing I want to do is read more and invest more time and money into myself to make myself a little bit better in terms of, you know, my career wise and so my goals, and also to really get into, you know, learning a new language. Because when I was like little, I used to know Spanish, you know, quite well. And then I moved, you know, to a different neighborhood because I'm originally from New York. So I lived in a different, you know, so now, you know, I used to know, you know, Spanish from, you know, the kids here, took it in school, and I want to really get into it because where I'm living right now, you know, there's a lot of people that speak Spanish. My daughter speaks Spanish, and she also takes Portuguese, and she's also in the United States Air Force Academy. So she's learning both Spanish and Portuguese. So I figured it's time for me to step up and learn a new language because I always love languages. I've learned, you know, French, Spanish, Italian, German. So I love languages, love talking to people. So I really want to get back on the ball of that.
What system can you, I'm just wondering for reading more books or for the language, what do you feel is a system that you can set up so that it's going to hold you accountable to doing that more?
Yeah, well, I got a goal of going to Colombia this year. So I figure once I actually
You said
go
you've
and
already
buy
bought the
ticket-
tickets?
No, once I buy the ticket, I know I've got to be committed.
So you're buying the tickets tonight, right?
Not yet. I got to sort a few things out.
Well, okay, by
It's gonna be soon.
the next
It's gonna be
meeting,
soon.
by the next meeting?
Huh?
By the next meeting?
I'll try because I have to work it out with my buddies out in Colombia. Once we hammer it out, it's gonna be bought.
I love it. My daughters are loving, I don't know if you've seen the movie Encanto yet, but my daughters are loving that movie. It was the new Disney movie based out of Colombia and the culture down there. And just actually got me, I was talking with my wife today about, we should take a trip to Colombia. That'd be awesome. But
Yeah.
You don't
Very-
get your challenge coin until we've seen proof of these tickets to Colombia.
Yeah. I love that. You know, you mix in the travel with, you know, getting down there and just putting yourself in a new environment. And again, you've got something that you're looking forward to. And who knows, you may see Dave down there, you know, hanging out in Colombia. He's like, before he heads over to Scotland.
That'd be cool.
Cool. What about, let's jump over. I haven't heard Aaron. Man, what's up? How are things going?
Oh.
Good afternoon.
Hey guys. Oh no, I'm doing Doing great. I was happy to sign up to start the course this week. So definitely looking forward to the, jumping into the science ascent here.
Good, good. Well, the
Yeah.
course again, it's like I was zipping through, we're talking about the values in here. Have you, so you've got the fragrances, and have you started wearing them?
No, I I just signed up this week.
Okay,
So yeah, I think you and I were kicking some emails back and forth, but yeah,
got it.
I think I signed up Monday or Tuesday.
Okay, well, let us know when you get the fragrances, but you can
Oh,
already
yeah.
start going through the course, and that'll kind of get you ready for them. Because we talk
Mhm.
specifically in there about the scent triggers and how to use them, and we break out the notes in there. But I know some of you guys have asked me to go more detail about the notes and better understanding that. So that will be in future iterations of the course. Now, Aaron, like for you, like what was the reason for wanting to grab all of this? Like when you look back, like it's like, okay, this is what I want to change. This is what I'm hoping these scent triggers can help me do.
Well, I like the whole concept, of getting the fact that there is psychology and science behind this. Because I work, also I'm working in management where I've got I've got my teams, and you're always working to better understand your staff, help motivate them and build them, in their career path, as well as their personal development. And I saw this as a great opportunity for me to to do something for me, but at the same time, I'm looking at this, as I'm building myself from this, this education or this experience. How am I going to translate this to to other people, right? Whether it's simply as a referral for the product, but also just knowing that scent and personal accountability are things that I that I'm interested in, that I'm valuing, that I'm finding it, it's giving me more purpose. If I can integrate that into into what I'm doing for other people. So it's kind of like that, paying it forward. Yes, I want to act in a way that where I'm showing signs of courage, but to me, it at the end of the day, if I can help prop up and build more people to act in a similar fashion, doing what they consider, helping them understand accountability and helping them integrate that more into their life. To me, that's going to be a much, that's a huge payoff or bigger reward for me than simply having a scent that that I like wearing in the fall. So that's kind of where I'm at with my mindset in the program.
I love it. And we had a student earlier. I don't know if he's here, but he's a teacher, and he talked about, like, for him, like when he puts on honor, it's a reminder that he's going to honor his students by being fully present and
Yeah.
being, a better teacher and stuff. And I think that a lot of managers, a lot of people, like, we can sometimes just go through the motions because we've got stuff going on in our own lives. And we're not giving the support and, the help that the people on the team need from us. And so, and that's one thing, Jason, I know, Jason, what is that behind you? That's a cool, like, wall rug. I like that. It's like,
yeah, it's just basically a Celtic design. I got at a Renaissance festival in Minnesota, and big blank space on my wall. I'm like, let's put something up on it.
and you like that, right? It has meaning to you.
Yeah.
And I brought there was purpose to this, Chris. Don't, you're like, where's Antonio going with this? But Chris, I've got a rhyme and a reason here, but that's what I want with your Mission Fragrance set. There's a reason why I designed it this way. I'd like to say, it's like, it actually turned out better than I thought. Like my first version is a Transformer fan. I was going to have the set transform into a dump truck, but, eventually, but the version that I decided to go with, I actually just got it so that they fit like this, because I wanted it to be something that you could have, boom, right here on your dresser drawers. You could have maybe in your office, and you would go buy this and you would be reminded of, the man you want to become, the man you want to be. And this is an important part. Don't store these and hide them or, away. Now, if you're traveling, these are travel size. I traveled with all three recently. My trip to Mexico had no issue. Now, my 150 ml bottle of body lotion from Body Man did get taken by security, but these fragrances did not, because they're all of a size that you can easily fit right into a plastic bag, and none of them break the 100 ml. But the point is, this display case, I want it set up so that you've got it there, so it's looking good. And if for some reason your display case has been damaged, destroyed, I don't know, random explosion happened in your house, let me know, get you a new case, because I really do want you guys to have this set so that you can see it in the same way, Jason, when you go and you take a seat, you see that, you just see that beautiful knot. You're like, man, that's nice. It reminds me of something versus, Richard over there. He's just like, he's surrounded by all types of stuff. Richard, right? I'm joking. Yes, I see it. I've got your coin. Like, where is that one at? I'm looking. Here it is, right here. Look at that. Sure got it. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. Now, Alan, what's up with you, man? Oh, there it is. Yes.
Yeah, me myself. Did you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for tuning in. So, what kind of watch you got there?
Oh, right now, wearing Orient.
Great brand.
Yeah. Orient makeup. So
yeah.
And enjoy.
Go ahead.
Oh, just right now, was working away from the house, just blow some steam, and and grateful to be here, and now take it in and learn something new.
Yeah. Well, let me ask, so you've got all the fragrances, right?
Yes, I got.
And which one is your favorite?
Actually, I've yet to try it because I just got it in the mail.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, you're gonna have to let me know and make sure that you speak to Dom and Gavin again. So in the next live meeting, you're able to, and by the way, again, if you're here at this live meeting and you've spoken with Dom or Gavin, just let us know. Gavin's going through and furiously taking notes, hopefully, to make sure that you get a cool pocket square or a necktie or something. I'll send you out something cool. Just fun mystery bonus. You won't look as cool as Michael P does with that nice pocket square. I spot that, man. You're looking good, but you can hope to look somewhat as good as Michael P. But no, seriously, Alan, you bought the set. What are you striving to get out of this?
Create memories. If I recall way back, learning that sense to create a strong, I guess in a way where it paints a picture, like it's how we recall a lot of our memories in the past is through scent. And when you released this, the fragrance line, I was intrigued by it and wanted to be a part of it. Because I've been a long-term viewer since way back in 2011. So
wow,
and want to give my support as well.
Yeah, you remember when I had no facial hair, and I still have no facial hair. But
I remember that. Yeah, when you had.
I had my shorter hair. Yeah.
Yeah, shorter hair. Yeah.
Although it's shorter now, I think there was a phase in which it was getting long, and Richard was sending me notes saying, "You coming along here, hippie," and I'm like, "No, that's not true. I've always been a long-haired hippie, but you just didn't know." Seriously, I think I was the only Marine that had a tie-dye shirt in my battalion, but I mean, I didn't wear it, but sometimes secretly under my camp. It's like, I always like having fun. But Alan, man,
do you still have that one?
My tie-dye shirt? I don't. I picked it up in Pensacola, of all places, when I was in flight school. I just thought it was real. I always like going against the grain or doing something that's a little bit different than the group I'm in. And it's funny, in college, I was considered to be very, very conservative compared with all the liberal people in my college. And then in a very conservative Marine Corps, I was considered to be liberal. So it's like, man, I never fit in. It's like, but so have you had a chance to get through much of the course, Alan?
Right now I've gone through the first part.
Good. Okay.
So,
So you made it through the intro, right?
yes.
Close to. Good. Okay. Well, getting back to that again, the intro easy. Next up, again, part two, very critical. It seems so simple, and we're going to set this up so part two, Justin, you can go back and revisit. Greg, it's worth it visiting multiple times. Richard, want to pop in there. Aaron, this is where really there's so many examples in that part two where we get into just all these different ways about, and we're going to get more specific. Some of these are pretty general, but we've actually been going through and looking at your guys' answers, and we're going to be putting some of the best ones in there, keeping you guys, of course, a little bit anonymous. But what I want to really add on are a whole bunch of the ones you can do in 30 seconds, because again, it's being able to reinforce the actions which prove to you. And that's really who, it's not about you becoming more honorable, courageous, and committed so that you impress your partner, so that you impress the people around you. I mean, that's nice. But most importantly, I want you to know without a doubt that you are a committed man. So whenever somebody says, basically, whenever the world says something that goes against, hey, you obviously have no honor, you are not courageous. It's not really going to say it in those terms, but you're going to know, well, no, I am that person. That's a bunch of BS because I know who I am and I know what I stand for. And that's really one of the most important things with part two. Now, part three, psychology. This one is for all of you guys that really want to dig in deep. We talk about the importance of smell. I've actually had some of you guys even tell me you got COVID, and you talk about why the loss of smell is dangerous. And we talk about that. And I thought that was pretty interesting with so many people, with all the craziness going on. But in this one, where did it go? Psychology, there it is. We talk about, and we introduce you to the way the olfactory tract and system works, the way that you actually smell. We'll probably end up adding a few extra details on this, but yeah, I think we can go into a little bit more on this, but I actually had fun with this one, going into and breaking all this stuff out. And then simple ways and exercises you can use to improve your sense of smell. So I'm curious, for some of you guys that have been doing this for a while, Dawn, have you been able to perfect your sense of smell? Or are you like walking in and just like, I can pick that out now?
I've actually always had a pretty good sense of smell. I'm still with fragrances a little new. I'm learning to pick out the different notes and trying to identify, what does musk smell like? What does bergamot smell like? Do I know if I'm going to like fragrances with those notes to them? So I'm still working on that and educating myself on it. But yes, I have. And I'm just on the tail end of COVID right now, and it hasn't messed with my sense of smell, just my ability to breathe.
Yeah. You may have gotten one of the milder ones. Well, good, good job. Obviously, improving this, and I love the fact that, it's like, hey, I have a decent one, but you're still looking out there to be able to identify individual notes. Now, what we offer, our fragrances, is, there's a variety of notes in there. So it isn't going to be something that you can isolate exactly what bergamot smells like, especially if you're wanting to be able to tell what bergamot is versus lime versus lemon versus grapefruit, those three notes. But what hopefully this does is interest you. If you really do want to understand what bergamot smells like, there are fragrances out there that are going to have just a few notes, maybe 2 to 3, and bergamot is the only top note and is the only dominant note. But one thing I hope that you start to learn as we go through this, and I think we'll talk a little bit more about it next week, is why is bergamot always a top note? It's rarely ever a middle note and never a base note. And the quick answer to that is just simply how quickly the molecule evaporates, basically moves off the skin. And it's usually going to be citrus notes are the quickest to come right off the skin, to basically break away from the alcohol that they're in. And that's why you're able to quickly pick them up, versus other notes like musk usually sit lower and they don't come off the skin but a bit later. Or in some cases, the bergamot is just overpowering the heavier notes like musk, even though the musk is always there. Cool.
Right.
How's everything else going for you, Don? Good?
Pretty good, pretty good. I'm still actually, I was holding with all my New Year's resolutions. I was working out every day till I spent a week in bed with COVID. So that kind of derailed that, but no, everything's looking up. I've been having a good time with this program, and I would say I probably wear Courage more than any other of the fragrances. But it's funny, I actually like Commitment the best. It's just a very heavy fragrance, and it's very warm here in Florida for the most part. So
Yeah.
sometimes heavy fragrances when it's really warm out is not a great combination, but when it's cold, I always go to Commitment when it's cold.
Yeah, and that's so a lot of people have asked me, Antonio, like, how come you didn't go complete beast mode on these fragrances where you spray it on and it lasts for 3 days? And it's like, well, there's a number of reasons. One, I mean, I get it. Everyone thinks that makes it more valuable. And there are fragrances out there that I can talk to you about and recommend. And if you ever need another fragrance recommendation, you're like, Antonio, I like this one and I want more like it. Just let me know and I can help you out. But the 3 fragrances are very different. And Courage makes a lot of sense that this would be the one you wear most often, because this is the most versatile of all the fragrances. It's the 4-season. You can wear it in any situation. Honor is going to be lighter, fresher, definitely for hot weather. This would be the one, Don, you could definitely pull off a lot more if you wanted to. But you're right, Commitment is a heavier. This is going to be, you're going to get close to somebody. This one is going to have deeper bass notes. So from it's a woody fragrance. It's going to have the musk. It's going to have a little bit of the oud in there. And the top notes just really are not going to be as dominant and strong. Right. And this fragrance is going to last longer than the other 2. These, and we've even talked about, which I think we cover in the course at some point, that if you were to choose to wear these fragrances, you could do a couple sprays of Honor. Let's say you start your day at 5 a.m., put on a little bit of Honor. Then by noon, if you were to actually put on a little bit of Courage, that would be fine. And then at 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, you're going out. You could actually layer it with a little bit of Commitment there.
Yeah, a quick funny story. I know it's getting late. The first time I put on Commitment, I couldn't smell it very strong. So I went in and sprayed like 4 or 5 more sprays on top of that. I grab my coffee, I get in my car to work, and I'm like, oh my God, I was just blowing myself out. Had to roll down the window. It was like 40 degrees.
Yes. Be careful with them. Like I recommend like how to apply these fragrances. I say 1 spray to the chest to start. And it is something in a given morning, you could actually apply these fragrances 2 to 3 times if you want to do, and we talk about this in how to condition yourself to the fragrances. Where is that going to be? That's going to be back over here, how to use them. Maybe, okay, I'm just going in circles here. I'm not going to, but basically when we talk about how to actually use the fragrances, we talk about, it's not the number of days, it is actually the way that the number of times that you use them. But be careful. Yes, Commitment is going to be the most powerful. I would recommend at the most maybe 3 sprays on the chest area if you don't mind projecting a bit. You can also spray maybe on the wrists, both hands, maybe on the back of the neck. If you're going to be outside, if you're going to be, hey, I'm not going anywhere for 2 to 3 hours, and it will settle down. But that is going to be our strongest, the one that gets the most projection. That being said, if you're going to be heading to the gym, if you're going to be sweating, you're going to be hot throughout the day, you'll find that both Honor and Courage will project, especially in a situation like that. Well, guys, we've hit the end of the hour. Like I said, next live, I plan on bringing on somebody, and these live sessions are set up so that you can ask questions. I'll go over the course a bit, but I want to make sure that I'm asking questions or that I'm getting questions in. And can you mix them? By the way, Alex is asking. I would be careful about mixing them. They're not really designed to do that. There are some fragrances, and I know some people, if you're really looking to mix something, Alex, I would look at maybe Molecule 01, or maybe even, and that one is designed, it's got I forgot what the note is. It was actually in Sauvage, but basically it helps the fragrance project even more and last longer. And ISO E Super. That's what. Okay, good. Hansel, appreciate that, man. Got a guy in here that knows his fragrances. So he put it there in the chat. It's ISO E Super. All right. me see, was there anything I missed? Beard competitions about, oh, we got talking about beard competitions in here. I obviously am losing, but that's okay. Me and Michael's like, yeah, Tony, you know, you look good without a beard, right? Michael, you doing good out there? Beautiful. Where are you at? California?
No, I'm in Las Vegas.
Oh, that's right. Las Vegas. Yeah, Sin
Yeah.
City.
Sitting outside having fun. Hey, not in the suburbs. The suburbs, it's like a small Mormon town,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful though. It's warm, nice. You know,
Good deal,
winter
man.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
I will see you probably hopefully on the next live session. We'll get I'll chat a little bit more. And you know, Country, Mike, appreciate you being here. Julian, good to see you. It looked like you stopped driving. You just hanging out now?
Yeah, stop buying something.
Yeah. Well, hey man, hope to see you. You know, appreciate you tuning in from the vehicle. Hey guys, again, you got questions. We got a couple more live sessions we're gonna be doing this week or this month. Next week, I do plan on bringing in a special guest. So you'll be able to ask a lot of questions if you've got them about fragrances. That's going to go beyond the course. So that's what I wanted to do for that. And so that will be, we'll make sure we try to get that recorded. And that's it. Guys, appreciate you. Take care. Have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you later. Cool?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody. Good seeing you.
Antonio.
Hey, guys.
Bye, everybody.